All right, before the break, we learned what's clean and what's just plain dirty on an airplane. But what if your flight never takes off? Yikes, we know that fear all too well.
Yeah, so our travel expert, Bobby Laurie, is putting us to the test with a flight cancellation quiz, because this really tests whether we know how to react, and you need to know what to do and what your rights are.
Exactly. These are all, situations where you need to be aware of how do you get yourself out of it? How do you get your compensation back? How do you get back on the road and to your final destination?
Okay.
All right, question number one. Your flight's canceled along with 300 other passengers. Do you A, stand in line at the gate?
No.
B, call the airline's 1-800 number?
No.
Or C, use the airline's app to DM them on social media?
Almost. We'll hop in their DMs. I would call the airline's 1-800 number.
You know what? I'm going to say C, even though I think it's weird.
C is correct. You actually want to get into their DMs because if you're going to call the 1-800 number, you're going to end up sitting on hold. Who knows for how long? Yeah. You might miss that next scheduled flight. But airlines actually do have a social media team in place to help you get rebooked quicker. So do get on social media. Do try to download their app. You can usually rebook yourself pretty fast. One really interesting tip that no one thinks of, if you go and you try to find their international phone number, you can call that number. It's going to go to the same people, but it's going to have a less of a wait time because how many people are overseas trying to call that phone number?
Oh, that's good.
That's so good.
All right, you ready for question two?
Yes.
All right, question two. If the cancellation is weather related, are you entitled to a free hotel and meal voucher, a refund, or just an apology from the pilot?
You know what? If it's weather related, I don't know that you're entitled to much of anything.
Yeah.
I'm going to say C again, although I've never, I guess I have heard an apology.
I've never heard an apology from the...
You may get the apology from the pilot, but you are right. You're actually entitled to none of them if it's weather related. You're only entitled to compensation back by way of a hotel voucher or a meal voucher or transportation if it's a mechanical delay or something within the airline's control.
Yeah, because weather is an uncontrollable force.
Exactly. So you might get that apology if the pilot's, in a good mood that day.
Yeah, I think I have heard an apology from a pilot.
All right. Question number three. You're rebooked on a flight for tomorrow, but another airline has seats today. Can you book that and still get your refund from the original airline? Yes or no?
Seats today, can you? No, there's no way that's happening.
I like how you're studying the question.
Well, because they don't want you to fly on another airline.
No, I don't think so, but they can book you on another airline and get you out that day, and then you don't get a refund, but a
little bit of both.
Okay.
A little bit of both.
Right.
So yes, you can get a refund. If your flight is actually canceled, you can get a refund on that flight. And of course, then you can apply those funds to your new one.
Okay.
And if it is something within the airline's control, they call it endorsing the ticket.
Yeah.
So the airline can then endorse the ticket with the money paid toward it to another airline to buy you that seat.
But this doesn't say that your flight is canceled.
This one says you're rebooked tomorrow, but the airline has seats today. So if it was canceled and you got rebooked,
Gotcha.
Semantics.
All right.
Complicated.
Mikey's in law school.
Yes.
All right, next question.
Yeah.
Where's the best place to get help during chaos when you are stuck at the airport? Is it the check-in desk, the lounge, the shops or restaurants, or the security checkpoint?
What type of chaos are we talking about?
A flight cancellation delay.
All right, I'm drawn to the lounge, but I'm going to say the check-in desk.
I don't know what the security, I don't know.
It's actually the lounge.
Okay,
so
good.
even if you don't have a lounge pass, you can buy a day pass to get in there. But all the airline lounges have dedicated customer service agents to service those who are in the lounge. So if you don't call the 1-800 number, or if you're sitting on hold for over an hour and they haven't responded to your DM quick enough, you can go into the lounge and actually get help there.
But you can buy a pass to get into the lounge.
Oh yeah, so if you don't have the credit card that gets you the lounge access or the status, you can buy a pass. It's usually between $35 and $60 to go in there just for the day. So if you are delayed for 3 to 5 hours, it's worth it because your drinks are free, your food is free, and then you have the dedicated customer service agent.
That's cool. I didn't know that. He is. Wow. Okay, so now we have a lightning round.
All right, lightning round. True or false questions. You can get compensation if your flight is delayed over 3 hours in the United States.
True.
That is false.
That's what I meant.
The only place you could do that is actually in Europe. The European Union has a law that says if your flight's delayed over 3 hours for any reason, you are due compensation back.
Wow, okay.
All right, question two. You can ask for cash instead of a flight credit if your flight's canceled.
False. There's no way they're giving me cash back.
Now, I bet you can ask.
You can always ask.
Yes.
The answer is actually true. You can get your money back if the flight is canceled. You paid for service to get from point A to point B, and they cannot supply that to you. They're going to try to give you airline credit because they want you to fly the airline again, but just ask for cash and you will get it back.
Hold out. I want the cash.
Okay.
All right, and if your flight's delayed overnight, you're entitled to a hotel by law. True or false?
True. Absolutely.
I don't know.
5-star hotel.
So many people sleeping in the airport.
Oh, gosh.
Not by law, usually just by the airline service standards. So do read that contract of carriage that everyone clicks agree when you buy the ticket. It actually details all of this. In some situations, if you get involuntarily bumped from a flight, you're actually due $13,000 or more if you're involuntarily removed, but you got to know to ask for it.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Wow.
Oh, you have educated us, Bobby. Thank you so much. All right, for more travel tips and hacks from travel expert Bobby Laurie, just head to our website. We have a link for you right there.
I'm disappointed. You're not going to put me up in the penthouse. All right, up next, Medicare can feel like learning a new language. But don't worry, we've brought in a translator. An expert is here to answer the top voted questions sent in by all of you at home. And that is when PTL comes right back.